Well, we're here with Terra Lightfoot. Self-titled album came out last year. Amazing singer-songwriter. How's it going, Terra?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing very, very well. What have you been up to?
Lately, I've been playing a lot, and I just got back from Europe for my first little, I guess, I don't know what you would call it, a package of shows. So not really a tour, but yeah, I'm kind of high on that still, I think.
Well, awesome. For those out there who are listening that haven't heard Terra's stuff, it's amazing, kind of dreamy. It's so hard to describe your music. It's so strange. How do you describe it?
Well, I think what I've kind of discovered since the album came out is that I sound like a lot of different things, and sometimes it's really hard to nail down a genre because I actually use different ones, like even on the album, like it's not the same thing. Like I have a country tune on there and some kind of like, folky or 90s influence stuff, and then there's some straight up rock songs. So I guess I would just call it a bunch of different things, but it's honestly, it wasn't intended to be genre spanning. But I guess you could call it, maybe dreamy folk or something.
How do your songs come together? I mean, you play guitar and play with everything on the album. There's so much on the album that kind of blankets everything in sound. How do the songs actually come together at their most basic point?
Well, I think that's a really great term that you use, like the blanket term, because it is meant to be really lush, like with the cellos and everything. I wrote all the tunes on acoustic, and just sang them and played them. And then in the studio, we came up with overdubs kind of on the fly. And when the cello player came in, her name's Alex, and she's amazing. We kind of just sat, and she actually forgot her note. She had written, I'd sent her the mixes, and she totally forgot her notes. So I ended up just sitting in the room with her and singing the parts that I wanted her to play. And we just came up with some crazy, I guess we got a little carried away at some point. Like the end of Creases is really crazy. I think we layered like 6 cellos on top of each other.
Yeah.
It's just her playing the same one. And then other than that, we just kind of fooled around in the studio. There's one track, Orisa, where I played piano, which it was, again, not planned. My keyboard player couldn't make it into the studio that day, but we needed to lay them down. So Pete, the other fella who played drums and co-produced it with me, just told me to play piano, so I did. It was it's sort of flying by the seat of your pants process.
Were you surprised whenever the album came out, or whenever you sat down and listened to it start to finish the first time, how different the songs sounded than they did in your bedroom?
Oh, certainly. And the other thing is I always send my tunes, like when I record the demos, I usually send them to my best friend, Justine, who is a music lover, not a musician, but I think she was actually more surprised. And, it's so hard listening to your own music if you're not, trying to mix or something, like listen for actual parts. I don't think any musician can really listen to their own tunes and honestly enjoy it at certain points. But I was certainly really proud of it, and especially Orisa was totally my favorite track. Like I just can't believe how it progressed into such a sparsely, but I don't know, in a way it's perfectly arranged. I think that was a song that was really perfect to me. I don't think that I made some perfect thing, but it turned out exactly how I wanted is what I mean.
Well, it is a very beautiful song, and you have a very strange music video, if you want to call it a music video.
Yeah, my friend Peter made that for me.
Very, very odd.
I know, it's a little weird. It's I guess it's stock footage. I don't know. I guess it would have been maybe from the 40s or 50s.
I don't know.
But it's a weird cow and puppet.
It mixes so well with the song.
It does.
It's so haunting and strange.
The little puppet guy is all alone, and that's exactly how I was.
Your song structures from, a bridge, chorus, verse, chorus kind of mentality is so strange. You put things in weird places in your songs, and you'll stop completely and then move on to something else. Is that something that you developed over the year, or have you always just written crazy songs? Well,
I used to actually write crazier songs. Like Lucid Dreams, when I first wrote it, was in 9/8 time.
Wow.
And I played it for Pete, and because we were just kind of the way that we arranged the record is I didn't actually put together a band until we figured out that we were going to record. So Pete and I were just arranging things, me on guitar, him on drums, and he actually sent me home and was rewrite it. It's a good riff, but you need I won't play this crazy time signature with you. I just won't do it. So things like that. Yeah, I think I have always written crazy songs. The new ones that I'm writing are getting easier, I think partly because the band was kind of man, your tunes are so hard. This next record, maybe I'll make them easier for them. I love throwing things in like that. Like, I'm glad that you noticed.
Yeah, it is. It's very weird. Well, it's partially because I sat down and I stumbled upon the key of one of your songs one night, and I was trying to figure it out, kind of half drunk, trying to figure out the finger picking pattern that you do on I think it was Fox's.
Oh, yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Like, I didn't really learn finger picking. I didn't really learn guitar from anybody since I was like 13. I took a couple lessons, and I kind of just taught myself, and I did what sounded good. I know it sounds really dumb.
Yeah.
But, it's really strange. I have a very strange technique.
Definitely.
But, yeah, I don't know. It comes across okay. Some of them even, I forgot some of the tunes after not playing them for a while and having to do the release show. Like, I literally had to remind myself of how things went, so it's hard for me.
Well, if you're just joining us, we're here with singer-songwriter Terra Lightfoot. Her self-titled came out last year. You can catch it on iTunes, and you're, of course, also on Facebook and all those websites, I'm sure. Twitter. Yes. I'm
not very good at Twitter, though.
I'm awful at Twitter.
Yeah, are you? I'm
so
terrible.
bad at it.
I just don't, when you write something and then somebody replies to you, you're supposed to reply back right away with something witty.
Yeah.
And I have such a hard time with that.
Yeah, I just get so invested. Like, I'll spend 5 minutes coming up with something that I think's good, and I'll put it out there, and then no one says anything about it, and I feel like a failure.
Well, maybe we can just tweet at each other.
Yeah. Well, I hope so. Maybe we can practice.
Yeah, I think that would be good. Maybe we should get private Twitter accounts to practice and then make them public.
Yeah. Maybe we're overthinking it a little bit, though.
I think that's probably true.
Yeah, probably. We've talked about your album from a musical standpoint and how kind of strange it is musically, and talking about your finger picking style on guitar. But what really, it seems to me, makes your guitar style stand out so much is the way that your lyrics and your melody is almost syncopated over the top of the guitar. How do you approach songs vocally and lyrically? Is it something that you start off with kind of a concept that you want to go after, or do you just kind of let it happen?
I just kind of let it happen, and I think, because I've been asked this question a lot since the album came out, and I've had to come up with the real answer.
Yeah, well, you are weird.
I know. Yeah, I think generally I'll sing a part, and I think because I've been playing by ear for so long, that's how I learned music, and that's how I, learned to play piano and all those other things. I think I just started wanting to know what I was doing, on the fretboard. So I'd sing something and then play it, and then I was kind of like, well, you know what, it sounds good to just do it at the same time. Mm-hmm. And, harmonizing so that I don't have to have anybody singing with me. I can harmonize with myself on guitar. It's kind of fun.
Right.
I think that's why that happened, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. So what's next? So you talked about writing some new material. What's next?
I think, I'm still supposed to be touring this record. I'm hoping to come to the States, which would be fun.
You should.
And I also thought that you were from Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, no. I'm from Jacksonville, Alabama.
Right, and I didn't know that existed. I love Alabama. Yeah. I've never been there, but...
No one knows that we exist at all. But it's just a little college town with a little college radio station. We get to do whatever we want. So
yeah, I like that.
Interview awesome people like you. But you should come see us. You should come to Atlanta or come through Alabama. It'd be awesome.
Is it near... Sorry, my geography is terrible.
No.
But I bet yours of Canada isn't very good either.
Yeah, I didn't know where Canada was until I had started research for this interview.
Amazing. Well, yeah, I don't know. So what's next for me? Just a bit of touring, I think, in the summer. And some festivals, maybe. I've just maybe joined on to a new country band.
Awesome.
I'm just playing around, doing my thing. And then in September, I'm hoping to put out another record. The other record took so long to release, I wasn't, it actually almost didn't get released, I wasn't going to put it out. I was kind of sitting on the tune. Now I've been writing tunes since it came out, since before the other record came out, so I'm excited to do these new tunes, kind of more than anything.
Most of the videos that I've seen of you live, on YouTube or whatever, it's you by yourself. Are you planning on doing more full band stuff, replicating the record, or do you like kind of it just being you and the guitar more?
Well, I think it's funny because the band hasn't played that much. I think we've only played something like 6 or 8 shows. Mm-hmm. Basically, I love playing solo because it's easy for me. I don't have to write a set list. I don't have to turn around and tell everybody what song we're playing. And I think it's easier, too, not to have to organize everybody coming to the show and getting a ride and all that other kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So do you play in a band, by the way?
I used to.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I took a couple years off. That's why I'm an old fogey in college, is because...
in college. I know, that's how I did my degree when I was younger, but I thought about going back to school, and
yeah.
I'm not into it.
No, I
I
wouldn't go if I didn't just sit around and talk to musicians all day.
Yeah, I suppose.
And that was singer-songwriter Terra Lightfoot. Her self-titled is out now. You can check it out online. You can also head over to Facebook, Tera Lightfoot. And yeah, thanks for talking with us.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for calling.